Man, today's video I got a very ignorant person. So I just finished a championship run and I ended up starting a brand new season. So you guys going to see my first match live breakdown going up against a Texas user. These are the type of players that think they're good when they're not. So of course I get ball first and literally this is all he done. He was send five players, right? Five to four players and just sit and cover three. Nothing too crazy to beat. The only thing that kind of limit me from dominating was because he was dependent on his pass rushers and they got to me early on in this game. So, I mean, you take a look right here at his right DN. He took like a wide approach, branching off the tight end, and for some reason I glitched out my right tackle to kind of align with him to block. And look, he just had a straightaway. This disrupted my timing for a read, and apparently he's saying that this was box. Now I wish I kept the messages that was exchanged at the end of this video because my opponent was talking throughout the entire match and he was saying, "Oh, I'm lucky. You're not that good." Things of that sort. I get more into that later on in today's video. Now, 3rd and 23, he's still getting pressure. I had like no time to make any reads, so I tried to take off here, got stuff, and then I have to punt. Then his offensive scheme. He sat in trips the entire game. Not that difficult to adjust or stop. All he ran was four verticals. He would have a backside tight end post, corner route with a Texas route by the running back and a flat route by the slot. Usually he would just adjust the running back or the slot receivers to different routes. Not that difficult to guard against. So he gets it off here, gets to the post corner, tight end route. Then he flips the play. He barely ran this game, but when he did ran, he would throw the option run or just do a halfback zone. Not that difficult. Once again, he ran trips the entire game. As you guys see here, he ran for verticals, nothing crazy. I end up getting pressure, 3rd and long. Then he flips his formation, same thing. He runs four verticals. Tries to take off with the quarterback. He does pick up some yards, gets himself in field goal range. So he ends up settling for a field goal. So not that difficult of a scheme. And he's saying, "Oh, I could easily beat your defense. It's not that difficult, buddy. You struggled throughout this entire game." So the next possession I have, once again, he's getting pressure on me. I have to maneuver around in the pocket. I don't have time to look downfield. That's the only thing that it was dependent on for him because he was getting pressure. Then I started to switch up my plays, which right here he sends pressure once again, leaves man coverage. I'm throwing it deep every single time. So I end up scoring with ease. Then next possession for him, once again, you guys see the four verticals, but he runs a in route by the running back and then post corner route by the slot corner. So I end up trying to play deep on the backside crossing route. And of course he's going to run to the right, try to make a play. Now he's seen that post corner route open. I tried to man him up and got there kind of late, but you guys see a difference. I mean, he runs the same things. If he sees something open, the initial play, he would go back to that same look. Guys, I see the same thing and I make my adjustments. So of course he gets an overthrown pass. Got lucky because that probably would have been a pick for underthrown pass. Then runs the same thing, but this time for verticals, Texas route, post corner by the tight end, who's wide open. And of course, I try to man up the guy that was crossing route, and he ends up getting free on the 4th and 7 play for a pickup. Then he ends up just running the entire time in the red zone. So as he got down to the red zone, which he ran the entire time, I ended up pretty much stuffing it. Like I said, my red zone defense is pretty much clamps, and he struggled. So I hold him to yet another field goal attempt. He was nervous to pass in the red zone, so it is what it is. So heading into the second half, he gets first possession. He shows me a different look, right? I get him down to 4th and 19, and this play alone was probably the most BS play of the game. So of course I had this cover. I knew he was going to run post corner route. The point that is now, because of the position, I decided to not pick it off. I want to swat the ball to get field position. And I don't know why my guy wants to dive. There was no point of diving because the ball was thrown behind. And Of course, EA goes in his favor. He gets bailed out. Take a look at this. Like, right when the ball got to his hands, my guy's arm lifts up. Is that not scripted? I mean, look at this. Why does it lift up right there? Of course, DDA. Back to trips formation after that pickup. So then, ball don't lie, I end up getting a interception after getting him down 3rd and 21. So finally, I get something to go in my favor, but back on the offense, first possession of the second half, wide open, overthrown. Because he was getting pressure, it limited my time to make reads, and I was just throwing incomplete passes, so I have to settle for a field goal. That's the only thing that was killing me, was that for some reason, it's like some games I'll have pass blocking, and some games my pass blocking is non-existent. 4th and 3, he ends up doing a deep crossing route. I gave up the short yardage pickup, but he doesn't look at that. Now, I kind of under pursued this and gave up a big, easy, should have been interception opportunity, but gave up big yardage. Another 4th down and 6. He had so many freaking 4th down conversions, it's ridiculous. So right here, once again, I thought I ended up adapting or assigning my free safety to man up with the slot because I knew who he was going to. I even brought him down to play it better. But I guess I didn't. I left him in zone, and that's why he was able to hit the slot receiver for an easy touchdown. So that was my fault. Then I get the ball back, easy touchdown. He ended up playing cover 2 because I kept throwing it short, and I was able to beat him deep. So I baited him. Then as he's trying to drive to score to win the game, he ends up throwing these type of reads. I was giving up everything underneath because I wanted him to waste time. I didn't want to give up big passes. So 3rd and 19. Once again, you guys see how I play this? So I switch who I used. I was using the right linebacker in the flat zone, playing the tight end. I switch over to play the slot, bait him, and then switch off for my assignment because I know I have backside help based off the coverage that I put my players in. And look at this. Beautifully well done. End up getting the pick and sealing the game. Then I decided to score once again because, of course, people give up at this point. And his mic's going off crazy. He was telling me, "Oh, this guy's weak. His defense is trash. I could have easily beat him. Buddy, you had all game and you struggled. Look at the stats. It does not lie." Now, 3rd down conversions. I was 1 for 4. It was pretty terrible. But you look at my completion for attempts, I was 10 for 13. Look at his. He was 9 for 22. He completed 9 passes out of 22 attempts, 1 touchdown. That's it. Now, he was 0 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. All his conversions was on 4th down. He completed 4 out of 4. Like, bro, you struggled throughout this game. This game would have been much more different if I had the time with all my 4 downs. Because I didn't have time, I actually punted you the ball. And I was making you work downfield on defense or on offense. My defense was just clamping you up, so you have no room to talk, saying that I was trash or I was much more easier to beat, but the game bailed me out. Clearly, the game bailed you out. Now, he said, "Oh, you scared to run it back?" Like I said, I wish I took screenshots of the messages being exchanged. So I was like, "Sure, rerun it back." And of course, for those that don't know, the regular rank settings is 3-minute quarters, all American, or 4-minute quarters or so. And then this guy complains, "Oh, I want it on Heisman difficulty. Like, that's going to make a difference in the game." So, of course, I had to back out and end up resetting him another game invite, put on Heisman, put on 5-minute quarters because he was crying about the setting. Seems like, buddy, for friendly matches, I play on Heisman. I was like, it doesn't matter. You want to run it back, you run it back. So, end up, sending him the game invite, get back into the game. And when you run it back with the same teams. That's how it's always been. And of course, what happens? He doesn't want to use Texas again. Like, changing your team is going to make a difference? No. And I decided not to waste my time with this guy because he was just being that complicated. So, it is what it is on that. These are the type of players that I face all the time. Um, and pretty much you have that one chance to beat me. If you're struggling that bad and you think you're that good, like, come on now. It makes no sense. So I face these people all the time. Half the time, I do rematch them. I let them choose another team. But it goes to show, even when you use another team, you end up being worse than what had happened in the initial match. Just because the match that we initially played, the reason why you sat in the game with me is because of DDA, the dynamic difficulty adjuster that helps you out to stay in the game with me. That's how it is. There's a separation in skill, but EA cannot show that. And I showed this numerous times in my matches. Game after game, you guys will see me blow out certain opponents, and then there's that one opponent that has all the bailouts. You guys seen the stats, the end of the game stats for you guys self. 0 for 9 on third downs, 4 for 4 on fourth down conversions, and then 9 for 22 attempts. Like, come on, bro. Stats does not lie. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's breakdown video. Um, but yeah, these are the type of players I face. Ignorant players. I know you guys face them too as well, thinking that they're good when they're not. Anyways, till next time, I'll see you guys later, and I'm out. Peace.